Hello everyone, this is MCP Club Live, and today once again we at Vilnius Microsoft Lithuania headquarters, and we have Paula and Linus. So today's topic is about TechDay. Yes? Okay. So Linus, you're main organizer, yeah?
Well, I cannot say I'm the, let's say, main organizer or something like that, because there is a kind of really very big team who is actually taking care about organization of this, I would say, great event, which, by the way, is going to happen very already coming very fast. And the first event is going to be in Vilnius on the 2nd of October. Then we're gonna move to Riga. On 3rd of October we're gonna have event in Riga, and then up to north in Tallinn. On the 4th of October we're gonna have the let's say final event in our roadshow.
Okay, so if it's possible, can you just describe what is TechDay about?
Well, thank you for the question, by the way, first of all, because I'm really glad to have an opportunity to speak up about this great event, because from Microsoft perspective in Baltics, this is kind of the biggest event related to IT in Baltics, actually, that is organized by Microsoft. We're going to have very well-known platinum sponsor for this event going to be Nokia, which is great. We're also going to have other good very well-known companies like Skype and Samsung as a gold sponsors, and it really names of the companies that very well known and represents the, let's say, key innovations nowadays, key innovations on the market available. And this is a kind of event where we, as a Microsoft, are willing to give an opportunity to IT pros and developers to get deep into technology over the let's say 36 sessions during the day, and get to know how actually technology works. And I really would like to use this opportunity when we speak about the events, because next to me is Paula Januszkiewicz, one of the key speakers of the event. And well, the key speaker, because from the last year, Paula was recognized as the best speaker, basically, of the TechDay 2011.
Thank you.
So I think Paula also can add on top of what I have said so far, and you know, share her, let's say, thoughts on the event. How you, let's say, found it last year, and what you expect from this year.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it. A lot of people, very positive, really energetic. People, you could feel during the session time that people came because they're passionate, not because somebody told them to come, and they were really listening with passion. And we had a couple of nice discussions in couloirs. So I expect actually the same this year as we had last year.
And I liked very much this year. By the way, Evgeny is also one of the presenters of this year, and I'm really glad to have you on agenda as well. And honestly, your both titles, I would say, the most attractive, if I can tell that way, basically.
Okay, yeah,
because it sounds very interesting. 10 sins of...
10 deadly sins, yes.
Yeah, Paul, if it's possible, can you just say about the presentation something,
okay.
sneak peek?
Please cast a little bit light on
just a little bit. So, 10 deadly sins. It's a simple presentation about all mistakes that are pretty deadly that I saw in the client's infrastructure that allowed me to get access to infrastructure, meaning, for example, to domains admin's password, or to get myself a privileged account, and so on. And that can be also used to break somebody's infrastructure. So if there is this mistake that appears in the network, it means that it may be overused in a very, I would say, not really pleasant way, and it may lead to some security breaches. So they're like the best 10 that I found.
So that in your TechDay group main aim is not for like security specialists. It's used. I think it's useful for all IT administrators, all
Yes,
IT
yes.
guys who. Yeah.
I mean, as you said exactly, it's from one side, the session can be also for developers, because most of the mistakes that I'm discussing are also caused by developers. So it's like a session for everybody who cares about security, even architecture, designers, and all that, that kind of positions, so that they can be more aware what should be the best way to configure things and do not commit these mistakes in future.
Sounds very interesting.
Linus, if it's possible, can you just tell us about last year feedbacks after TechDay?
What do you mean? Because we definitely collected a lot of feedback, and the feedback in general was really very positive. And well, what do you mean by asking about feedback? Because it's really very difficult to say it in a couple of words. So it's necessary to understand.
Yeah, we have several hours. Okay, it's okay.
Sure.
So you can tell us just in general feelings. How it was, and it was it's okay for audience.
Well, I think I mean it was really a successful event, because it gathered together, if I'm not mistaken, over 1,500 of IT pros and developers in all 3 cities. So it was a huge event. It was really a huge event, events I must say actually. And we really expect to have even better this year, because this year we definitely gonna speak about the freshest, the newest technologies we have available, and obvious that the interest is raising, if I may to say that way, that IT pros really wanna learn, wanna know how to use the technology in the best way. And then again, I would like to refer to your session, because you also built the let's say your session on the feedback which you have received over the time from the IT pros, and you're gonna speak about Hyper-V architecture. And I think it's kind of also very obvious that if Paula are gonna speak about 10, or let's say kind of set of the most common mistakes, you're also going to speak about how to utilize the technology. And I would say that all the speakers are preparing presentations in a very similar way. Maybe with a slight exception for the IT DMs, because for the IT DMs we're definitely going to, let's say, put on the table the business reasons why the technology should be considered, because it is about business agility, adoption of the technology to the business, right? So, but for the rest of the sessions, be those sessions for the developers or be those sessions for the IT pros, exactly we want to speak about how to utilize in the best way, best practice sharing, if you wish.
Okay, and we all know that you will deliver some kind of session.
Well, this year I will just be part of the one of the session, which we're going to be about Windows Server 2012 Beyond Virtualization. And the title is, also discussed with the Loredana Kalin. She's actually a private cloud lead for CE. And we want to speak up not only about Windows Server, but about whole solution of private cloud, and basically going to touch also on System Center, kind of introduction basically to your session, Evgenius, because you're going to speak then in more details about Hyper-V, and we're going to speak from the business perspective. I currently know already a couple of cases in very specific companies where basically we have deployments of new Windows Server. So I hope that at that time I'm gonna be able to share those case studies, and also we're gonna, let's say, show a couple of demos, very simple, but anyways. For instance, I still expect that we were going to be able to demonstrate how easy it is to let's say, to utilize Slate device and be able to monitor the status, the health of the server because of new user interface, because of new Windows Server Manager. So those kind of things, which is definitely related to technical decision makers, more than, let's say, to the IT pros.
Yeah, and my session will be about hypervisor. And the main thing is what is happening after that you enable Hyper-V role on your Windows Server. Definitely, for sure, I will show you Windows Server 2012, new features with Hyper-V, new features with networking and so on and so on. But in main role, it will be like about services, what's happening under the hood, and I think it will be like interesting for people who are like planning or some kind, or already administering like Hyper-V or maybe even other vendors Hyper-V systems. Okay, well, so
you already seem to be really passionate about it.
Yes, I think it will. I tried it. Yeah. And so, thank you, and I think we will meet at October.
Don't forget, October 2nd, Vilnius, October 3rd, Riga, and October 4th, Tallinn.
So, thank you again, and bye.
Thank you, bye.